Hello and welcome to Buy Rent Borrow, where every game is worth playing. And got kind of one that defies explanation today. Not in a bad way, but just kind of a strange way. And honestly, I'm not real sure what to think about this because we've had a couple of different games come out like this, but at the same time, I'm not sure those are comparable long term. Alright, well, we're talking about Watchdogs 2 today. And again, it's just something I'm not really sure what it is I don't really like about this game. Now, you could argue that it's because it's a sequel and I didn't play the first one, but that would only hold true if we followed the same protagonist from the last game and we were in the same place as the last game. We are neither of those. But that's kind of the reason this review is a little late. I've been trying to figure out what it is I'm not liking about this. And I think it comes down to our lead character. You play as the titular Retro there, a hacker parkour person. And I think the biggest problem is it just boils down to the fact that he's kind of an asshole, and we don't really have any real comparison. Now, you can do a very unsympathetic character. Grand Theft Auto did a wonderful job with Trevor, or you could argue even Nico Bellic. Neither of those characters exactly would be portrayed as a nice guy. But at the same time, you're given a definite difference between them and what the world around them is. Here, not so much, at least not in the first portion. We know that the bad guy is bad because essentially you oppose them. And that's kind of about it. I don't know where that went, but whatever. Alright. But let's get into this proper. One thing I will say is great about this, the controls are actually very, very fluid. They feel very, very good. Button mapping, I feel, is a little weird, but that's just me. It may be very intuitive to some. Again, it may have helped if I had played the first one and maybe the configuration is the same, but not a huge thing to complain about. Nothing feels sticky, a little slidey at first, but that's about it. Oh, last time I did that, I did a little flip.
You're wasting your time.
But one of my biggest problems I have is about the story, which I guess we can get into because honestly the graphics, as usual, speak for themselves, and I honestly really like this. It's got really great colors, it's very vibrant, and very dark at the same time, so everything blends and meshes very, very well. It's very, very appeasing to the eye.
Time him. I'm curious.
But
Too late.
as far as the story goes, this is you starting out, except you're not starting out, because apparently you're already fairly well known in the hacker circle, because apparently you did some stuff in the past, but they still have you try out to get into their little group. Now, I've got some problems with this. First of all, if you're already so well known, why are they making you try out? It would have been way easier and simpler for a story if they were to... If they were to just simply... Let's see, what can I do here? Okay. If they were to just simply have a new guy who thinks he's just the absolute toughest stuff ever. I have no idea where I'm going right now. Try this one right here. Nope. Let's try this one. That was the one I was at. It's all very confused. Ah! There we go. And there's a lot of really clever stuff like that. And again, I like this idea from the first game, I guess, because I don't see it being a brand new thing. The controls might be a little smoothed out, but there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, it wouldn't be a Ubisoft game if we didn't have Eagle Vision in some way. But yeah, you play as this guy who is apparently super well known, but get off the thing. No one's been able to do it, except for you, because you're the chosen golden child. And that's really kind of my big problem, is the idea that you're this super elite hacker, but at the same time, you're just completely unknown. And nobody's really doing anything. You didn't see nothing. What can I do about it?
Prime suspect in a high-tech. So
But yeah, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Maybe it's just me. But it really doesn't feel like there's a whole lot that really is any better for these characters. I mean, eventually later you find out they're doing pretty much the exact same thing the bad guys are, but the reason the good guys are doing it makes them on the side of being okay. So there's really not a conflict of interest here. They're both the same thing, and if you want to do that, again, that's fine. And if it turns out that in the end he realizes this and he has some change of heart or whatever, that's great. But it just feels kind of bad starting out. I don't have a reason to want to see this character do more. I don't like him as a character starting out, so there's not a reason for me to want him to succeed. And that's really my biggest problem about this. He starts, and it unfortunately reminds me a lot of Assassin's Creed 3. Connor started out as a mean, unlikable character, and he's ended as a mean, unlikable character. So there was very little reason for me to care about his journey. And that's kind of how I get the same vibe with this. But outside of that, there's nothing inherently wrong with the game or bad, so... And again, this game really does look very good, so I honestly can't not recommend it. If you're curious, I would give it a rental. Otherwise, borrow it off a friend who played the first one. Alright. Do that. And voila! As Raul Julia once said, I am interfaced. But yeah, you get to this part and you just delete all of your own data out. So there's very little reason for you to have been this well-known hacker who just
Why's my threat so high?
has all this crap on his record. You could just start out as some guy. So, yeah. And judging by the amount of stuff that this guy has been charged with, I would probably say it's maybe a good reason that he's being watched. I don't know. Look, I get the basic premise that the overarching surveillance is very, very not good. But, again, as we find out, they're basically the exact same thing. So, and from here you get to... Is anarchist really listed as an occupation? I'm going to list it on my next job application. Boycotts Hollywood blockbusters. Man, these are dicks. Celebrity interior designer. Multinational corporation. I might be that guy. CTO of a failed startup. I'm guessing for right now, this is what you're going to look like when you log into somebody else's game or they come into your game. Yeah, that's the face of a game reviewer. Sure, why not? Nude? Well, we're doing the nude model, obviously. That's the progression I want to go with.
Just gonna drop a little backdoor into the system so I can get back inside later.
Because that's just that easy to do to a mega corporation that monitors and traffics your data and your life. Anyway, like I say, there's nothing inherently bad about it, but at the same time, it doesn't really rub me the right way, character-wise or story-wise, so...
You catch that?
If you're really looking for a game to play, this one's pretty good. Give it a rental. If you like it, definitely pick it up. If not, that too is entirely understandable. Now then, let's see about getting out of here undetected. Okay. Sorry this review is so late, by the way. I was having some problems with my internet provider. Okay, that being said, the targeting control can be a little iffy sometimes. Well, not targeting, but the covering system, I should say. Makes it a little difficult to break away. Come on. Where am I going? I'm going one more level down. No, I don't want to go over here. Well, I guess it worked out to my advantage. And... parkour yourself out! And nobody else here? Yes! Now I make my daring escape! Through an exhaust shaft, and yeah, that's how that works.
Fuck you, Bloom.
Yeah, fuck those guys who are probably getting paid minimum wage to guard a bunch of servers that have no idea what you're doing or who you're doing it with. Again, I hate to keep harping on this because it would probably make way more sense if I had played the other game. But this doesn't help at all. I mean, listen to this.
Many believe the attack would be a killing blow for smart city development. They were wrong. Coordinated from the heart of Silicon Valley, CTOS 2.0 has been implemented across the United States, ushering in the Internet of Things. 6.4 billion connected devices must serve as collection points.
I don't think you could physically do that even if you tried.
Making a more secure and more invasive system. But who else is listening? Big Brother no longer works alone. Thousands of brothers monitor and aggregate your every move.
I mean, the way they describe these guys, they couldn't be more evil if they had snidely whiplash mustaches, tied nuns down to the railroad tracks using the entrails of puppies and kittens, while they redirected that train that's going to run over the nuns, tied down with puppy and kitten entrails, into an orphanage. And there's no other side to this. If they're going to be so cartoonishly over the top with how much of a bad guy these bad guys are, that's fine. Grand Theft Auto is a perfect example of that. But you're given a contrast and something to work against for this.
This is the new reality. Going dark is no longer an option.
Who said that the government was the only ones who do fear-mongering to promote their cause?
Putting the establishment on watch. But are they threats themselves, or have they become freedom's last line of defense? Freedom's last line of defense.
Which, again, if you want to do an ethically complicated or morally gray story, that's fine. But give me somebody to like.
Am I in?
Yeah, that's exactly what you say to the people who just black-bagged you and drug you out, put you down execution style on the beach in the middle of nowhere. Am I in? Call me crazy, but my first thought would be, please, God, don't kill me.
This sweetheart is Josh, aka Hot Sauce.
Yo, your hot sauce? Yo, man, I loved your frat house hat. Real talk.
And...
Thanks.
This weirdo.
Okay.
The needs of the many.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Spock would totes agree with you. Oh god. So, yeah, no skippable cutscenes either, so there's that.
Come get me. Shit. You saw Bloom bullshit. CTOS isn't just regular.
You know what, I'm done with this. Honestly, there's not a whole lot I can talk about for this much more. I don't like the characters, but maybe it's just not for me. Speaking of, you know what, let's talk about something I do like. Give me just a second. Alright, yeah. Titanfall 2. Not a whole lot I can say about this game, except I really, really like it. And that's probably the best thing I can say about it, seeing as how the last game I played like this was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And they're very, very similar, both in playstyle and visuals. And honestly, I really couldn't tell you what I like, what makes me like this more. It just feels so much tighter. It feels like what Infinite Warfare kind of promised me. Alright, let's see if we can get this loaded up. Well, in the meantime, I can kick the story out of the way, because we actually have one this time. It's a simple story, but for an FPS, you want to keep it simple. You start out as Rifleman Jack Cooper, not Pilot Jack Cooper. Instead, you're just a ground grunt trying to get his wings to fly a Titan, Well, pilot a Titan, I should say. From there, you launch on your mission, go out, and apparently all your friends get killed, and your pilot Titan friend, who was helping you become a pilot himself. Cool. And yeah, you help out against the IMC that's trying to... Alright. Yeah, so do I. The hell am I going? Hell? Well, I better get it done fast then. Really, the fire didn't really tip me off. Alright. But yeah, you play Rifleman Jack Cooper, who starts out trying to become a Titan pilot. Sort of doesn't make it at first, and then his friend dies, and you get a field promotion. Whew. And again, from there you go and you help the IMC... Well, you help defeat the IMC, actually, so you're given an actual bad guy this time. And that's where we stand right now. I'm helping them try and reestablish a dish contact so they can get message out to somebody. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. But as you can see, visually it's very, very similar. So, again, it just really kind of rubs me weird that I didn't like Modern or Infinite Warfare's visual aesthetics, but I really like this one's. Unlike the gameplay, I really couldn't pin it down. Oh, wrong one. Let's do a standard assault rifle. And whoosh! I bet you have. That's because you're horrible, horrible plebeians, and I am a Titan pilot! But, yeah, apparently Titan pilots are mentally linked to... Oop! Are mentally linked to their pilot. I just got a new one, so let's try this out. As soon as I get out and open the door. But let's move on from not being able to talk about something to something I am able to talk about, and that's the gameplay, and that is definitely something that makes me feel a lot better with this. It's smoother. It's a lot tighter, especially in the wall runs and the double jumps and whatnot. Everything feels like it has the proper weight ratio when you have the Titan slam its fist in the ground. Sure about this?
It's a 68% chance.
What are the other 2%?
There is a 32% chance of an incomplete traversal. Catastrophic trauma. Interbleeding.
Oh.
Dismemberment may also
Oh.
occur. There is also a possibility of electrocution and disintegration within the toxic fog.
I am really sorry I asked this question. And...
Heading 74. Range 95 meters. Projectile mass 9 kilograms.
Huh. Not light, I figure, but...
Trust me.
Fastball special, Tomashish! Yeah, when you do something like that, it feels way, way more natural. It feels, for lack of a better term, it feels good.
This is the victim. Now.
The bad guys are just as cartoonish and one-dimensional, but it's kind of fun. And again, it feels really weird having criticized Infinite Warfare for pretty much the exact same thing. I honestly couldn't tell you what the main difference is other than the controls. They just, again, feel tighter, feel more practiced. Like it was somebody who knew what they were doing or wanted to do what they were doing, as opposed to a group of people who were just going through the motions. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry, just wanted to electrocute you all, not shoot you with a missile. Huh, okay. And apparently punching people is the absolute strongest thing in the galaxy. Let's try this out. But yeah, if you're looking for a sci-fi based shooter, this one is a ton of fun. It feels good and it plays good, and that's honestly the best thing I can say about this game. Especially after how Titanfall 1 happened. And I think I hit it. Holy crap! This gun is strong as... Oh god. That's one way to do something. Ah, jeez. Ah, dang it. Unfortunately, respawns don't take that long, so also pretty good. But yeah, if you're liking what you see here, definitely give this one a try. Really don't think you'll be disappointed with it. God knows I haven't been. Come on, you think you can do something? Oh god, he can! And he's doing something about it pretty darn good, too. Ah! Ah, jeez, grenades. Ah, crud. Okay, so I'm not the best. What do you want from me? Multiplayer is, again, really fun. And, again, I really can't put my finger on what distinction there is between Call of Duty and this, outside of a tighter set of controls. It feels better and plays better, and honestly, it comes across like people put in more time and effort rather than just used a formula. Well, I'm sure you're all tired of seeing me die, so honestly, this is the best recommendation I can give. For Watchdogs 2, if you're looking for something sneaky, yeah, you'll probably get a good deal out of it. But as far as the story goes, it doesn't feel like it's shaped up to a whole lot. This, however, if you're looking for a sci-fi shooter adventure, definitely give a check out. If you'll excuse me. Aw, crap. I have mines to destroy. Defend me, robot friends! Pretty sure I just broke my hand. Yeah, the guns are also way cooler in this, by the way. Especially this. I'm going to dub this the Red Mister. Oh, okay, that's where that went. Alright, we're not ending this until I kill this thing. Which I should probably figure out where it is first. There it is. You know what? Maybe we'll just end here. Well, there you have it, guys. Again, I'm sorry reviews haven't been out in a while, but had some problems with the internet. Got it sorted out, so hopefully we'll be seeing Final Fantasy 15 come out really soon. Definitely looking forward to that. We'll catch you back here next time, guys. Bye. You know what? Maybe we'll just stop there.